So in this video, I'll be going over Kong. And the main question is he overrated or underrated? This is a hard one because it's kind of both. Due to most of the Monsterverse fandom being either biased Godzilla fans or biased Kong fans, you have the Goji fans who make Kong seem weak and pathetic, while we have Kong fans who say if Kong punched base Goji once with the Beast Glove, he'd be knocked out for multiple days. In general, Kong is underrated. Majority of the fandom are biased Kong fans who hate Kong for some reason. Before I start, like and subscribe. So I'll be going over his feats and lies about said feats. Firstly, the napalm feat in Skull Island. People tend to claim this proves Kong is weak to fire when this isn't what happened. The fire wasn't affecting Kong. It was the napalm sucking the oxygen out of the area. Kong wasn't able to take in any oxygen while exerting high amounts of energy, swinging his arms around constantly, so he passed out for a short time. Fire doesn't do that to you. His fur would have been toast. Now for GBK, the Warbat scene. Kong didn't need saving. The missiles only made the Warbat take its wings off of Kong. He was still able to physically overpower the Warbat. With or without the assistance of the human characters, Kong was getting out of that situation. Claiming that the Warbat was physically overpowering Kong, it just shows that you're just a biased cornball.
Prepare to attack!
It's just a retarded claim. Kong easily tore off the Warbat's head with one arm. One Warbat just simply wouldn't be enough to kill Kong. It'd take likely 4 or more actually to bring Kong down. Now for the Tasman scene, and this is one to more debunk the biased Kong fans. They tend to say Kong was still sedated and that's why he lost, which is simply wrong. The sedatives wore off and we see how Kong looked sedated, and even before Godzilla arrived, Kong had significantly more energy and was moving around more. Any sedatives Kong had the previous day would have worn off. At most, it made his arms feel a little more sluggish, but adrenaline would have negated that, especially when he got knocked into the water the first time. Also, playing devil's advocate and saying Kong was sedated, this doesn't affect the outcome of the fight. Kong wasn't winning either way. This is a pointless argument with no grounds to it and is a waste of time mentioning over and over again. Now for Hong Kong. This is both overrated and underrated. People like to claim Goji was only using his AB because he couldn't match Kong physically. This is debunked in the same fight scene. Godzilla gets up close and personal with Kong multiple times. Kong was more blitzing Godzilla than overpowering. As a matter of fact, there's never a scene of Kong directly overpowering Goji that I can recall, but people tend to believe this is weak when there's only 3 times to ever overpower a base or full power Goji, which is Ghidorah, Shimu, and Muto Prime. So that isn't an anti-feat. Without any weapons, Kong has been able to prove himself multiple times through his IQ and his extremely underrated durability. Kong has taken countless beatings in the Monsterverse, but because he's not Godzilla, people tend to believe he's weak. This is not true. In GVK alone, Kong fought 2 Warbats, went 3 rounds with Godzilla, and fought Mechagodzilla, taking beatings the entire time outside the Warbats. His endurance and durability aren't top tier, but it's still impressive. Although it left the scar, Goji's beam didn't do much damage to Kong. Now yes, it did graze him, but he still survived the hit and was able to keep going. Also the round 3 beating. Kong was able to stand up and at least attempt to fight back again. That's underlooked. Although a more direct hit, one hit from Goji's tail to the male Muto instantly killed him. Both were against buildings. The hit Kong took was more of a whip than actual hit, but he still took it and tried getting up. Then after being revived, he was able to hold back Mechagodzilla's tail with one arm, stop Mechagodzilla's punches, and easily tore off his head. All this within at best 2 days, maybe 3 if you really want to stretch it out without a break. Then in GXK, he takes multiple beatings again. Bro's kind of a punching bag, to be honest. Kong throughout the Monsterverse has proven he's strong. No, he isn't on Godzilla's level, but there's only 2 titans in the Monsterverse stronger than him, and one that's specifically designed to kill a species, and yet he was still able to beat her too. Obviously, his IQ is incredible, but one of those things that's underrated and overrated. He has close to human-like intelligence in the way we measure IQ, as well as great battle IQ. Kong isn't the strongest, he isn't the fastest, he isn't the smartest, but he's great at everything. He could survive Mecha G's protein scream, and yes, he could. Mechagodzilla was able to amp his beam in order to beat 25% or weaker Godzillas, and Kong already survived a stronger beam. Mechagodzilla's amped proton scream is equal to the beam Kong took, as Mecha G would have been able to double its power in order to overpower Goji the way it did. And Godzilla was at half strength he was against Kong. As well, it's not a prolonged hit. Kong would be fine. Without weapons, Kong is 6 to 7 in the Monsterverse. With weapons, he's at 5. Kong has proven himself to be physically stronger and more durable than a majority of Titans. Obviously, his IQ and speed or agility is top tier, if not the best in the Monsterverse. No, he can't beat Godzilla, but he can beat all the Titans on Mecha G's level or weaker. So please stop I cannot speak today, underrating and overrating him. Sorry if this was all over the place, still getting used to writing scripts, and I wrote this over a couple of days. If there's anything that didn't make it in the video, please comment what it is and I'll clarify. Besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, and have a good one.